Good morning. So, just some things on my mind this morning to share with you, just general things. Uh, if you're driving, don't camp out on the fast lane if you're going the speed limit. If somebody's behind you, go ahead and move over. I came across that this morning, and like so many mornings. And don't know if people just want to be the first or whatever. We're all going someplace. Nobody's going to care where you're going, but just move over. Let somebody pass. Don't add frustration to somebody else's day. And it just seems so many people do that, and I don't know why. And anybody out there a trucker, you ain't got no business in the fast lane unless you're going to turn left. But don't get started 2 miles down the road. So that's just common courtesy. And you know what? If somebody lets you in, flash those emergency flashers so they know that you're thankful. That's almost a way of saying thank you, in case y'all didn't know that. And if you really want to be daring and you see Smokey Bear out there shooting radar, you want to let that guy across the highway coming in his direction know? Look both ways and look behind you. Flash those high beams. Again, do that with caution, because Smokey Bear sees you do that, you might get pulled over yourself. But that used to be a common courtesy too. And if somebody flashes for you, you know what? Wave a hand, say thank you. You know, you probably going a little fast anyway, and you maybe saved a little money because somebody was kind enough to do that. Another thing I want to say, so in this Ghislaine Maxwell case that's going on, in case some of you don't keep track of that, beware of what gets concealed or hidden from you. And as you get older, these things that you think don't concern you will have a greater impact on your life. People are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and those are the leaders of this country. And doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Those people are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and they've been caught. But then somebody blocks justice from being served, and you never know who these guys and gals are that were involved with something as sinister and dark and evil as what they were doing in trafficking young women. So, you know what? Be aware of current events. Know what's going on in your world. Don't be like an ostrich that sticks its head in the sand. And I know they don't really do that, but we used to use that as an example of somebody that ignored the things around them and only focused on their little world. I want you all to know what's going on around you, because sooner or later it will have an effect on you. And another thing, I want you all to keep in mind, this goes for anybody. If you have siblings in your life, or you have relatives that maybe upset you, or let's say your family's just upset with them, don't put them on the outside. Still invite them to get-togethers, and when you see them, you know what? Greet them with a godly hug and a godly kiss. Nobody wants to be on the outside, even if they've done something wrong. Believe me, I'm sure they feel bad and don't want to be kept from being able to visit with family. Continue to love them. You know what? I must say, if you reach out first, God will bless you, because God blesses the peacemakers. Blessed is the peacemaker, it says in the Beatitudes of Matthew 5. Be a peacemaker. And you know what? If you're brokenhearted because of a situation, you know, nobody said that somebody else had to make it right first. You be the one to make it right. And you know what? There's a blessing in there for you. And I want you, my kids, if you're listening to this, doesn't matter which one of you is on the outs, reach out. Reach out. And always stay connected. And if one of you is silent and nobody's hearing from them, you know what? You have a responsibility to bring that sibling or family member back in so that you can continue to keep in touch, so that you all can pour into each other, and all these things with a godly minded spirit, okay? All these things. And if you can't say something nice in the right way, you know what, think about it a little bit, pray about it, and then deliver it, whether in action or in words. And I just want you to make the most of your time. Be fruitful with your efforts. You know, it's written also that love cancels a multitude of sins. And what that means is love will cancel out a multitude or a bunch of wrongdoings, because you may be wrong about something, but if you express love, that's almost, but not quite the same as an apology. But, you know, we all need to get better at saying, I apologize. I am sorry. Please forgive me. It's that simple. Why is it so hard to say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, I apologize, I was wrong? And you know me, as your dad, I cannot stand this modern day cop-out that even adults, older people are saying, and this is it, you're going to hear it right now, straight from my lips, my bad. Do not add that to your choice of things to say whenever you've messed up. Own up to it. Be an adult. I was wrong. That was my mistake. Oh, please forgive me. I didn't mean to do that. Don't use that other phrase. It just really does not pay a credit to you and does not put you in a good position with people. Another thing, if you are in the service industry, any of you, or in any situation that merits saying sir or ma'am, do not call somebody boss, okay? When Grandpa Gill was a very young man, and the people he worked for were very mean and very disrespectful, the only recourse or any way of anybody feeling any better about that situation was to call that taskmaster or that boss, excuse me, was to say, yes, sir, boss. And what that meant, if you flip those letters around and only use the letters, it meant you son of a B. Because back then, there was no respect for an employee or a worker. People treated you very poor. I think in so many ways you're fortunate and in a good place to be the age you're at right now in the world you're in. You know, employees get a lot of respect, but sometimes too much. So I just want to make sure that you all were brought up with respect, watching your parents respect other people, especially their elders, and you address them by sir or ma'am, or Mr. or Mrs. or Miss, unless you're given permission otherwise. So anyway, this is Carlos. Today's date is the 1st of July. And you guys have a blessed day. And these are just some things on my mind, just some thoughts. And some people call it wisdom, but I just call it experience. And I just wanted to share that. I hope it puts a smile on your face. And have a good 4th of July, and I want you all to understand what it took for this country to be formed as it is today. I know we're not in the best of places, but understand the foundations. Know your rights. Preserve your rights. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye.